welcome back to my channel. Today I have husband Josh with me again.
So excited to be back for this Trippy Talk video.
Yeah, we really like these Trippy Talk videos. They're really fun for us to film and to prepare for together. But before we get started, because we do have a very interesting video today and the world might be ending in October. But before we get started, I wanted to tell you guys something. Josh has decided to make a YouTube channel after years of me trying to convince him that he should do this.
I know. Finally.
Yeah.
Finally, I've built up the courage. I want to bring a ton of exciting content just about all kinds of crazy things. Some things kind of play out some things that we do in these Trippy Talk videos, but also some more personal interests of mine. I don't know exactly which direction I'm going to go. I'm just going to kind of get out there and just,
But chances are, if you like my type of videos,
right,
you'll like his, because
yes,
they're gonna be on kind of out there topics. He'll be informing you about all different things, and Josh is very smart. So subscribe, I'll have a link in the description box, just, you know, so he feels like he's not talking to no one when he uploads his first video.
Please.
Anyway, what are we talking about today? This is one of my most requested videos, actually.
We're here to tell you all.
Look how cute Josh is. He actually typed up notes.
We only have till October.
Aww.
And then it's over for us.
Wow, we only gotta be married for like a year and a half then.
It's really a shame.
That sucks, man.
Because we're gonna be vaporized.
Yeah. So if you've never heard of this, we are going to be talking about something called Planet X, or which Josh and I really have trouble saying this fucking planet name. We think you say it like Nibiru. Is that right?
Nibiru or Nibiru?
Or Nibiru, I don't know. Anyway, it's this planet. So we're gonna tell you guys about it because I get so many requests to talk about this, and honestly, I didn't know much about it at all. So in January, you may have heard something about Planet X. It really kind of started getting more popular, like trending on the internet and stuff, but it's actually a theory that has been kind of floating around for a long time. So we looked into it, and it's some very interesting stuff, my friends. So Planet X is a possible planet that people think is possibly there beyond our solar system, like out past Pluto. And according to people who believe that this planet is there, it is going to crash into Earth in the South Pole, correct?
Yes.
And ruin all of everything and kill off humanity as we know. Just obliterate us.
Everything.
Yeah. Bye-bye. Adios. Why is it that people think this though?
Why are we all dead in October? So apparently this planet X, or Nibiru, is hurtling towards us, and apparently this is not a totally new idea. So the idea of this Nibiru Cataclysm started in 1995 by this woman named Nancy Leader, who has this website called Trippy Talk. And I haven't actually looked at it yet, but it looks pretty interesting. She basically said that she has been in contact with extraterrestrials or aliens on this Nibiru planet, and apparently she has this implant in her brain that she allows her to communicate with these aliens.
Has a doctor like confirmed that it's in her brain, or is she just like literally
right? And I mean, I don't know. I don't think she's ever said that here's my brain scan.
Does she have any proof that like an alien has talked to her? What do they say? Is there any like actual proof that she's talking to aliens? Does she have anything? Does she have recordings of it or anything? Because I mean, I'm all of that. I believe in aliens, but like,
yeah, I mean,
you gotta have some fucking
apparently
evidence.
she does. I don't know that she's actually released any of that, because apparently she's been chosen by these extraterrestrials to be sort of the messenger to mankind.
Chosen.
She basically said that in 2003, so this was way back, almost 15 years ago, she said that the world was going to end in 2003 due to
Narubu.
I just keep thinking of Gru for some reason when I say Gru from Despicable Me. Every time I say Nibiru,
well,
I'm
he's
like,
going
Gru.
to space too.
Yeah. So Nancy Leader said that Nibiru was going to run into Earth.
He said it wrong again.
Nancy said that in 2003, Nibiru was gonna vaporize the Earth and hit the South Pole.
Like we're gonna collide.
Yeah, she came out and said it on her website. I don't think it got a ton of like media attention, so
because
it really wasn't
probably bullshit.
Well known. She later said after 2003, she said, oh, something weird happened. It's going to happen in 2012, conveniently to line up with the Mayan calendar and their prediction of the world ending.
Oh, that's very convenient. Be like, oh, when do other people think the world's ending?
Right.
I'm going to align my theory with them.
It gives
so that
me a
everyone believes
higher
that
chance of being
getting,
right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
ridiculous.
she then
So
said-
2012 came and went. We obviously are all still here. In fact, babe, do you remember in 2012 how scared I was going to bed that night?
I think everybody was scared.
But I was really scared. I had like an emotional breakdown. Josh we were like laying in bed. I was like crying. I was like, what if we don't wake up?
New Year's Eve, everybody's like holding.
No, it was New Year's Eve. No, it was like December 12th or 21st or something. It was like a random day.
There was a date or something.
I was so afraid of the whole 2012 thing. Like everyone was like, the world's gonna end, and I kind of like got a little scared. Like I didn't believe it, but then all of a sudden on the day of, I was like, fuck. But clearly it didn't. And so what does she say now? Does she say it's coming back later? It had to delay its trip just a little bit.
Actually, I don't know.
There's obviously tons more information about Nancy and everything. So if you want to go look her up, we'll leave like her website in the description box.
Yeah, because I'm gonna go check it out. I have no idea.
Yeah.
You know what?
Maybe she's onto something.
What she thinks.
Who knows?
I mean, you know, maybe she figured something else out.
Maybe.
I mean, I want to talk to these extraterrestrials. How do you get this implant?
I want the implant.
How did that happen?
Dude, I would totally talk to aliens. I want to know what they think of Trump. Anyway, back to work.
So the reason why this is becoming news again is because this scientific researcher and author named David Meade wrote this book called Planet X, the 2017 Arrival. I haven't read the book, but apparently this book gives in great detail why this is going to happen. You know, he's got mathematical calculations, he's got a lot of evidence to suggest that this is a possibility. I mean, it's not completely unproven.
So his theory is a little more solid than like the other.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's way more solid. I mean, there's actual mathematical calculations. There's a clip that shows this Planet X or Nibiru planet next to the moon, I think, or the sun, and they're able to calculate it based upon like the constellations, and they know where in the sky it would be. According to David Meade, Nibiru orbits a brown dwarf planet, but Nibiru is apparently orbiting this at a different angle than we are orbiting our sun.
So we can't see it. They say that we can't see it, and they say that you can only see it from like certain places at certain times, which is convenient.
They're saying that you can only see this Nibiru planet from the South Pole or over South America.
Yeah.
There's very specific locations you can see it. You have to be very far south. Apparently you can only see it with a clear camera. It's very hard to detect.
It's possible
almost
he is
undetectable.
seeing something though. It just may not be a planet that's gonna has aliens on it. It's gonna crash into Earth.
Yeah. So in addition, David Meade has also stated that there's some telltale signs as to why he believes Nibiru is headed towards Earth, and we're all dead in October.
So the reason that he says it's specifically going to hit us in October is because that's when 3 constellations will align, and that's Ophiuchus, Virgo, and Leo. And he said that it has something to do with the Bible. Like he thinks that it has to do with the end times, the way that they line up.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, the main thing to David's book is that it does have some scientific evidence to it, but it's primarily based upon religious belief and religious background and revelations, you know, the last book of the Bible. Basically, he's saying that due to events happening on the earth right now, like apparently this is the first time that like 40 volcanoes have all erupted at the exact same time, seismic activity, all these earthquakes.
So like any other doomsday theory, the world
basically
is showing us signs that it's falling apart and going to shit.
Right. Yeah, and sinkholes and all these different, you know, is increasing, and that it's because Earth's gravity is changing because it's getting closer to us, so it's affecting the gravitational pull. Things like that. I mean, that's really what
he's basing it off of, which is kind of ridiculous because honestly most of those things can be explained with science and understanding global warming. So I'm sure many of you are wondering, well, what about NASA? Have they seen this planet?
What about our space exploration?
Yeah.
What do they say?
So NASA has come out and said that Nibiru is an internet hoax. It is fake. They actually specifically said Nibiru and other stories of wayward planets are an internet hoax. There's no factual basis for these claims. On their website, it says that if Nibiru or Planet X were real and headed for an encounter with the Earth in 2012, astronomers would have been tracking it for at least the past decade.
Right, that's the thing.
Yes.
That's the main thing.
And it would be visible by now to the naked eye.
Right.
Obviously, it does not exist.
Right, so that's the main thing though, that this huge planet was headed towards us. It should be like,
we should be able to see it.
If
like,
it's gonna hit us in like 6 months, like
we're gonna
it's coming from like light year. It's light years away.
Definitely would be able to see it.
We'd be like, whoa.
Yeah.
2 suns. Seriously. I mean, it would be like, or like another moon.
Yeah, it would be
like
so
a
bright and
huge
huge.
star.
If it was enough to obliterate the Earth, it would be huge.
We'd all be like looking up like,
Yeah.
holy shit, what is that?
Yeah, we would definitely see it for like, it wouldn't just all of a sudden be like, oh, whoop, here it is, like
out
out of nowhere.
Oh my god, we didn't see it.
No.
It's like, no, like think about it, because like the space station is orbiting us all the time.
No.
They would see
They would be able to
coming
see
first.
it. Oh, how ridiculous. Yeah, totally. I didn't even think
So
about
it's
the
just
space
like,
station. Yeah.
maybe NASA is bullshit. Maybe they're just all bullshitting everybody.
And you know I love a good conspiracy theory. And
they're hiding this.
I'm not completely sure that I believe in NASA. I don't know, like part of a small part of me, I do believe.
It's
NASA
it's run by the federal government, so
I know, which is strange.
You know, if you don't believe other things, then why wouldn't you necessarily believe everything they tell you?
There's a lot of conspiracies regarding NASA, and we'll talk more about that in other videos. I don't particularly think this one is real, just because there's not enough evidence.
Well, a lot of people are convinced that NASA's just covering up the visual evidence of this, and that they actually have seen this Nibiru planet. They think that they have seen it, this 10th planet that's out beyond
But
Pluto.
what people need to realize is that just because NASA hasn't said anything, why wouldn't any other scientist come out and be like, guys, this is coming towards us, you know? Like, NASA's not the only scientists and astronomers
well, there's astronomers
in the world.
that, I mean,
it's ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly.
So if this isn't coming from any astronomer, it's pretty much not going to be something I believe. So unless a astronomer tells me that they believe in this planet, a real astronomer.
Right, I would love to ask Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah, if Neil deGrasse Tyson tells me that, I'll believe it.
Exactly. So another theory is that apparently a satellite in 1983 detected this large object that they didn't know what it was. Apparently it was as big as Jupiter. We had no clue what it was, but it ended up just being nothing. I think this giant object just ended up being some sort of large meteor or something, or I don't really know exactly what it was. But so another theory is that the government built this telescope, there's a South Pole telescope. A lot of people think that NASA built it, even though they didn't, to track Nibiru's approach. People are associating the South Pole telescope with the fact that Nibiru can only be seen from the South Pole. The
telescope that they're talking about, which is not even funded by NASA, cannot even take images. Like, it can't even do that. It's a radio telescope.
Yeah, exactly.
So
it's not even doing what people think
that's what bothers me, because I love conspiracy theories. I love to question things, but it really bothers me when people just can't even do a basic Google search and figure something like that out. Like, really?
It's like, come on now.
Sorry, bye.
So a lot of conspiracy theorists point to that YouTube video or a photo of Nibiru. There's like a picture circulating the internet that is supposedly Nibiru, the visual evidence. And in actuality, that turned out just to be a Hubble telescope picture of a light echo coming off of a star.
Yeah.
So basically just a star radiating.
Yeah.
And that's all it was.
And people will believe anything. Someone posts it and says, this is this planet, it's coming towards us. They're like, look at me post this everywhere.
So without much visual evidence, there's really not much to go off of.
No.
And there's been so many searches done for this planet X, or any other outlying planets that may be hidden out of our view, and we haven't found any yet. And everybody just thinks that, because of the gravitational pull changes in like such a tiny bit that equates to the world ending is just crazy.
Yeah.
When in actuality it's just like an error in our math. It's just absolutely crazy that it leads people to the Earth's ending. A planet is literally going to obliterate us.
Because everyone likes it, because it's like a story. It's fascinating. It's like a movie. Like
it is.
I feel like people are somewhat intrigued by the idea of the end of the world, which I've always have been, and this has been real, man. I'm glad we learned that Planet X is just some bullshit.
It is. It's just a big bucket of bullshit.
Big bucket of bullshit.
Thanks,
guys.
David.
You heard it first from the mouth. Alright guys, that's it for us today. If you guys like Trippy Talk, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up so we know to keep doing it. I also have created a new email address where you can send me video requests. So if there's any topics that you want us to talk about on Trippy Talk, you can go ahead and email it to me there. Definitely be sure to check out Josh's channel. It's gonna be lit.
I cannot wait. It's gonna be awesome.
It's gonna be really fun. But I hope you guys are having a great day, and we will see you next time.
Stay trippy.
Bye.